This is just such a podcast
It's so
staple.
I know. I'm like, this is actually Color Daddy.
Yeah, literally. I love it.
Hi, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby Kenna, and today I'm joined by Julia Wolf.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Yeah. We were just talking about how the weather is so much better.
Mm-hmm.
I like the June and like May gloom.
Mm-hmm.
I know that's controversial, but I saw you were from Long Island.
Yes,
so I'm
I
like,
am.
You get it.
I get it, and I'm a gloomy girl at heart, so
Right.
I love it all. I love the warmth, love the humidity.
Dude,
Give it to me.
I miss the humidity sometimes.
I love it.
I grew up in New Jersey, so I'm like,
okay, you get it.
yeah.
Yeah, like my hair doesn't love it, but I just love how it feels at night.
Yes.
At night it just feels so nice. Here it gets really cold, so
I know. What's up with that?
I don't know. I
don't
don't
know.
like it. I don't like it.
How long? You are LA based?
Yeah, I moved here last year.
I was going to say, you were New York based for
Mhm.
the large majority of...
My whole life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How has it compared so far?
It's interesting,
Yeah.
I think here, obviously, it is more spread out. I guess where we live is quite chaotic, which I'm just
Okay.
not used to.
Yeah.
So it definitely makes me miss home a little bit. But it
Yeah.
is cool in terms of just getting to go to the studio way easier and getting to collaborate with people that I definitely would not have been able to as easily if I was in New York. So
Yeah. How does the vibe of the music, collaborative process sort of compare then?
well, before it was just me in my room writing, and then I
Sure.
would send my voice memos to Scro, and we would just kind of work coast to coast like that via the internet. But now I can just go to his house, which is where we did the whole album, just in
Okay.
his bedroom, me, Scro, and Tanner. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm skipping so ahead, but because it's relevant, I'm curious, has the songwriting process changed then? Is it a lot less of you just coming up with things in your bedroom, or are you now collaborating on the spot because you can just go into the studio?
I'm still struggling with the on the spotness of it all.
Yeah.
I have my little hack now where, I opened the Google Doc where we can all maybe type things in, because I still struggle saying things out loud in case it is embarrassing or I'm just self-conscious about it.
Yeah.
So now I'll type it in, but most things still start in my room and then I bring it to the studio.
I feel that's I don't know, that's more of my reality is I need to proofread it in my head a few times.
Yeah, because if I'm just going off the cuff, and I say something stupid, even though it's just Scro and Tanner, I still get nervous.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I get that. Everyone loves a provocative lyric, but saying it off the cuff, and what about this?
No, I know.
To get shot down, yeah.
It literally to get shot down. And yeah, so even some of my lyrics that are out now, I definitely was asking friends and family, is this too much? Is this overboard? So you get it.
I feel someone has to say it. So to be the first one is scary, but yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it just takes me, a little confidence to get there.
Yeah.
I have to talk
To
to
be
myself a little.
expected,
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here for our
Of course.
taste-making podcast.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we're going to go through a 3-course meal of your music.
Okay.
And to start, I would love to know, if listeners had never heard your music before, what is the appetizer to you?
So I think we would have to start off with my most well-known song to date, just to really get people into the tone of what's happening.
Yeah.
And that would be In My Room.
Nice.
I want your things in my room. I miss you all the time. I stop myself on the internet just to see what you'll find.
And that just really speaks to the vulnerability of the lyrics and how honest I'm trying to be with this upcoming album and stuff. So I think that's the first pick of mine.
Yeah, I love it. I feel that's one of those songs that you were coming in for the podcast and then I had to make the connection of oh, this song that's all over my TikTok all the time.
Yes, for
And
you,
it
Paige.
slaps.
Thank
So
you.
Evanescence, which of course.
Thank you.
I have lots of questions, but I would love to know what led you to write that song. Give us the backstory.
Yeah, I mean, it really was my delusions when it comes to having a crush on someone. And I go crazy. And I guess the more that I like someone, the less I like myself. And just everything kind of becomes really apparent of like all the reasons why this wouldn't work out. And so, yeah, I just kind of started off real life stuff. Yeah. And then the Twilight connection kind of came in later. But that's just in my blood. So that's a whole other thing. But yeah, just real life.
I can hear the delusion and the crashing out in the music too.
Crashing out for sure. Yeah.
I guess this kind of goes into like your upbringing and how you got into music, but like how did we land on this crazy like world overlaps of sounds? Yeah,
I mean, my music when I was first starting out was just like me on piano, just open mic nights, playing at restaurants, after school, that kind of thing.
Totally.
And then it got into more of the like pop trap space when I'm in college, and my roommate was like really into rap music, and it just opened my eyes for the first time to things outside of Taylor Swift, even though I'm a big Swiftie. But yeah, that's kind of like how my music started, is just over beats and stuff. And then I think I just got to a point where just the older I was getting, the less I was resonating with that kind of music. And I just really wanted to go back to my roots, what I listened to in high school, just kind of core me, which was very, The Story So Far, Panic, Fall Out Boy, all those guys. Yeah. It was always like The Story So Far, Phoebe Bridgers. Like those were my two worlds. Dude. And still are. No one tops Phoebe for me, but I think now it is just a culmination of all of the things that I love. And Scro has been such a huge part of that too, because he's just the most talented producer, guitarist. He plays cello, drums, like everything. Yeah. And he just like brought my visions to life so easily because he gets it.
He gets it.
He just gets it,
I feel like it's a really cool marriage of styles. Like the trap pop, like kind of hyper pop glitchcore stuff is a really like, I was going to say musical, obviously it's musical, but it's a super artful way that like producers are now able to express themselves. And I feel like hearing that you had like a Taylor Swift background, it's just such an eloquent like songwriting tool. So the stories that you tell are so like visceral in the lyrics. Thank you. But yeah, and then it's paired with that like pop punk sort of, trapcore.
I don't even know what it is anymore because the album is not in my room 10 times over, Well, it's just what we think is cool and just the blending of what that even sounds like. Yeah.
I mean, it's you. Yeah, so it's literally not going to be the number one hit song just 10 times over. We wouldn't want that. Right. Yeah. We would want all sides of you.
Yeah.
How has it been with that taking off?
Oh my gosh, it's been so cool because that song is 1.5 years old and it finally like started moving only a couple months ago, which is just cool as a reminder that songs don't have a lifespan. Like anything can happen at any point, and it really has just opened the door to collaborating with other artists and just like getting to talk to other artists that are so cool. And it's like, I just didn't think, I always knew in my heart that I wanted that to happen. Yeah. But it's cool to see how many people resonate now with it, and just being able to like connect with everyone through it. It's just so cool. Always wanted it.
How did it start blowing up again after having been out for that long?
I know. It was just the same thing. I post that song multiple times a day, as we all need to do, and it was just one post of like another Twilight thing. It was the lethal face card of Alice, and for whatever reason that one just went crazy. Dude. So I just didn't do anything different, you know? It's just still me. I was still posting the same thing I do every day. And for whatever reason,
it took off.
The algorithm had my back, you know?
I feel like I see so many like fan edits to that song too, and they just really latched onto like the Twilight thing.
They did. Because like I am such a diehard fan. Like I am part of that fandom, you know? So I think that's why it worked, because I wasn't just like hopping in. Like I am a Twihard. Yeah. Like, well, I have a tattoo. Like it's me, you know?
I think what I'm learning the more we're like existing in this TikTok, like social media space, is that fans are the most important thing ever. Yes. And to like be a fan and be a participant in a community, you just like get it.
Yeah. And just, you know, it's hard to like have your face on video all the time and like shoving songs down people's throats. So I just wanted a way to show a part of me, you know, without showing myself all the time. And it did click, which is nice.
I love it. I think people connect better too when they know like, oh, like you're just a girl who loves Twilight.
Yes, like that's my girl. We like the same things. Yeah,
literally.
Because I feel that way about other creators that I love. So yeah,
it
makes sense.
That parasocial relationship.
Yes, parasocial.
Well, yes. Well, going into our main course, obviously we're about to eat up this album. Her name is Pressure.
Yes.
I feel like I can assume why, but I'd love to know, why did you name the album that?
Yes, Pressure is just how we've been feeling, you know, all these years. I think a lot of people find in my room and they think like I'm a new artist, but I'm actually not. Unfortunately, I'm not 20 years old going viral. I am 30 now, and I've been doing this for so many years. And so I feel the pressure of getting older, of the industry not helping us out, you know, kind of feeling rejected in a way for so many years. And like also the pressure of like the pressure that I feel I am now applying to other people and seeing, you know, how other people react to our music and the influences that we have and whatever. So that's been really cool. But yeah, it's just like all the different forms of pressure that I feel and the self-doubt that I go through and the self-consciousness and all of that just in one little project.
One little huge project. Yes. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
And also it is really unfortunate that turning 30 is like you're aging out of the industry, when I feel like everyone I've ever talked to, it's like that's when you really get your head on straight.
No, I know. And honestly, now I feel like it literally doesn't matter, because you do have like the Imogen Heap songs blowing up, the freaking the Deftones, like it doesn't matter anymore, which is really sick. But it definitely, like when I first started music, it was such a novelty to be like 15, and
it still is.
Yeah, it still is. But it doesn't mean, it just doesn't hold the same weight anymore, which is nice. Yeah.
There are so many pressures. Being a woman, being in like a rock space too is a weird pressure as well. So I would love to know a song off of the album that like really represents this new era we're moving into.
Yeah. I mean, I think for the main course.
Yes.
For the main course, I did just drop a song called Loser, which to me really is blending the genres and like just tying everything together that I'm inspired by, and just like all the different artists that I love. And again, just kind of getting out of the box that some people want to put me in when they hear In My Room or they hear Last Summer. But that's kind of my way to say, oh, I'm not just this one thing.
Yep.
So I would pick Loser. Yeah.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about this, like the story behind that song too.
Yeah, that in my head lyrically is even more vulnerable almost than In My Room is. Sometimes it's kind of hard to hear what I'm saying, but it definitely gets very delusional, just like talking about chugging NyQuil and like things that, you know, might be embarrassing to admit to other people. But again, I just wanted to be super honest and try and get other people to just relate and be like, okay, I feel this way too, so maybe we're just both crazy, but that's okay, you know.
Yes,
Julia is too, so it's fine.
No, again, it's like it would be embarrassing for me to admit, but then like when you say it, I'm like, well, yeah, me too.
Yeah, like the notes app, I mean, my notes app is terrifying,
so scary.
So, and I just like don't hear people talking about that, but it's true, you know, and this album is me trying to pick and choose those specific moments that old me would have been too embarrassed to talk about.
Yeah. So. I feel like that must be really cathartic and also very scary to like, it's almost like you're getting rid of them. It's like, okay, I don't own you anymore.
Yes. Yeah, I think that happens as a result of seeing it connect with people and just everyone kind of feeling the same way and being like, oh, at least someone said it, like you were saying earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does feel really nice, and
that's good.
I plan to continue doing that for as long as I'm staying delusional.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't heal.
Yeah, literally.
When you decided that this would be an album, did you like set out to write these songs to go with each other? Did they sort of find each other and then become an album? Like, what was the creation of that?
I think after In My Room, it just became apparent that I felt very solid in this new space, in this new world, and I just wanted to have a project out that people could just, you know, fully dive into something and listen to it front to back and understand where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like shortly after that, we've had some of these songs for almost a year now since it came out. So, yeah, I think we just kind of went in knowing, okay, this is all going to be part of something one day.
Yeah. And then did like the theme of pressure sort of like find itself, or were you ever like writing with that in mind? Like, okay, I want to write on this topic of...
Unfortunately, the pressure just was always there, and it's just constantly looming over our heads. So it's something that I couldn't not write about, really.
Yeah.
I honestly had trouble like writing about other things. I just was so in that headspace. I mean, I still am. But yeah, I think there's like one love song. You know, we snuck in one love song in there, so that's nice. The day ones know that I only wrote my first one last year, so.
Love songs?
Yeah.
They're objectively harder to write.
They are.
It's hard to be happy and to talk about it.
So, you know, I'm proud of my first one. I have my little second one now.
Yes.
Maybe it's an annual thing for me. Yeah.
Once a year is still good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's move into some of the unreleased tracks.
Okay. I
would love to hear, this is sort of like cherry on top.
Mm-hmm.
What's like one or two that you're really excited to let out into the world?
Yes, I have an answer for this one. Yes. So it's going to be the last song on the album.
Okay.
It's called You've Lost a Lot of Blood. It's definitely about my childhood, the darkness of all that.
Sure.
Which we won't get into. But I have had this song for years, and it, again, was just something that I was too afraid to like put out and felt like it was going to make me look weaker. And I was just in the wrong headspace. So I'm just very proud to have it exist now, finally, years later.
Yeah.
And I love it, and it just means so much to me. And it might be one that no one really cares about, but I will always care about it. And it does reference casting spells.
Oh.
In my bedroom.
Okay.
Because we love to do that.
Dude, yeah. I feel like when I was in middle school, like watching YouTube videos about like casting spells, like making little potions, I'm back there. So
I never left.
Yeah. Well, good.
Yeah. No, I love it. So yeah, that would be one. And then I guess the other one I'm very excited about is another one about my childhood, but it's the first song on the album. So
Okay.
First and Last, that one's called Kill You Off.
Nice.
And I feel like that one fully is the blending of genres and showing that a song doesn't have to just stay in one space for the whole 3 minutes. Like we really switched it up halfway through. So I'm excited for people to hear that one.
Yeah. What are like the sonic influences of those? Like what can we expect in the sound?
So it's very sonically influenced by Scro. So a lot of it is super heavy. But then, you know, I've been listening to so much Two Hollis lately. Charlie and freaking Jane Remover. Yeah, I feel like they really influenced this album. And then, of course, there's Phoebe, you know? So it's just like all of those worlds combined. But Kill You Off definitely, it's got a little bit of Charlie, a little bit of Scro, a little bit of me.
Yeah. I feel like the first and the last song on an album are really like sacred spots. I feel like you learn about what you're in for and then like what you've learned at the end.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Did you, I mean, I'm assuming based on what you've said, but did you sort of track list it to be listened to in order?
I definitely did. And it will become quite obvious as you listen through where the top half is way more production heavy and then things get a lot more intimate as you go down, a lot more in my room-esque, we can say. But yeah, I did want to definitely start it in a bit more of an unexpected tone.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Are you still sort of writing like on piano like you did when you were in high school? No. Okay.
It's so sad because I went to school, you know, I was thinking I was going to be like a classical piano major.
Wow.
I was like my way in and I would practice for hours and hours a day. So I think that kind of unfortunately turned me off to it.
Yeah.
And now I'm just like a bit of a piano hater, at least when it comes to writing.
Yeah.
So I just take my guitar and I've tuned it to a way that it like always sounds good because I can't really play, but it gets me by.
What's your tuning?
It's something I made up. Nice. It's like an E flat minor, like 7 chord, something like that.
Okay.
It just sounds moody and good every time. Yeah.
That's sick. Okay. Yeah. I feel like the E flat is a very metal thing. Like they're always tuned down.
Yeah. Pretty much. Oh, that was one of the issues on this album is that my voice, like I have the keys that I like to sing in and freaking every song is like the same key. So then as I was trying to do the order, they were all just like going into one another. Yeah. Which Tanner loved that, but I was like, okay, I need to switch this up a little bit. But yeah, E flat is all over the place on there.
Okay. Yeah. Sick. Cool to know.
Yeah.
Do we have any like exciting visuals that we're looking forward to?
So funny you say that.
Okay.
Because, well, the one that I guess I'm supposed to say is coming out this Friday, actually. It's going to be an official In My Room music video. Nice. Only took us a year and a half to make it, but we felt like we owed her a proper video.
Yeah.
However, this weekend I'm going to Forks, Washington, where, if you guys don't know, that's where Twilight was filmed, and I can't wait. And I think we're gonna like makeshift a little visualizer for Kill You Off there, but it's more so just like I have to see it. I have to go at least once.
Have you ever been?
No. Oh my God. This is I'm gonna cry. I will get to the sign and I will break down.
Wow.
100%. Yeah, I'm very excited.
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Stoked for like your inner child.
Yeah.
That's great.
Thank you. We also have a song coming out with MGK later today, and we filmed like a little video. So that's a video. I just like struggle with video still a little bit, you know? So
it's tough.
Yeah.
It's nice to have collaborators that can see you from a third person perspective and be like, no, this is you. Because as yourself, it's hard to know.
Yeah, I'd rather just not be in it. So yeah,
there's that too.
Yeah, so I've got a couple cool things coming up.
Yeah, I bet they're sick.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
Thank you.
Cool. I've got a couple final questions for you.
Okay.
I would love to know, If your music, and specifically Pressure, were a candle, what would it smell like?
Oh my gosh, I love this question because I freaking am a Bath and Body whore. Oh my gosh, but what would Pressure smell like? Freak. I want to say like this won't make any sense at all,
That's okay.
but it has to be like a cinnamon, not vanilla, but like cinnamon lavender. Does that make any sense?
Something spicy, yeah.
Yeah, it needs like the little spice in the front, but then it does soften out at the end. So I guess it'd be cinnamon vanilla is fine.
Sure. Yeah,
Let's
I love
do
that. I'd also love to know what your favorite sound is right now, but like not a music sound, but a life sound.
Oh.
If you know what I mean.
I mean, I'm a huge ASMR girl.
Okay.
So we love a good I love watching those videos where they put like the wood in the bowls of water and then they use a spoon.
Every time people bring up ASMR on here, I think about the wood bowl.
The wood bowl is a great sound.
I'm scrolling through TikTok. One of those lives comes up every day.
Or the keyboards. I made him get me one for my birthday.
That's right. As you should.
So those are my favorite sounds right now.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, my final question is, who are your ones to watch? Who are you listening to that we should be listening to?
Okay. We should all be listening to B. Blackwell.
Okay. Yeah.
We should all be listening to Zach Palmer and Scro. And we said this earlier, but Jane Remover. They're so sick. And give Two Hollis a listen. Although you probably already know who he is, but
A good one, yeah.
he's so sick. Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Okay, those are all amazing. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. This was so not as nerve-wracking as I thought it was going to be.
First in-person podcast.
Yeah.
We did that.
Yes. Thank you again.
Yeah, congrats on the album.
Thanks.
I'm stoked.
Me too.
Yay. Well, once again, this is Ones to Watch Chef's Choice. I'm Abby, and this is Julia Wolf. Listen to Pressure.